Hey there, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Now, as you probably all know by watching my previous videos, feel free to go do that, I've got the Blackmagic ATEM Mini Pro ISO, which is an absolutely fantastic little desktop video mixer which takes all your cameras that you've got around the place. So this one here, and this one here, this one here, and my Mac screen. And you can just switch between them all the time, real time, and it records all the cameras to disk at the same time, including your mixed output and your video edit file. This is an awesome thing. I'm going to go into that in a few more videos, but what I wanted to do now is warn you about the disk that you buy to record your video to, because there's some catches to it. Stick around and I'll show you what I mean. Hey there, how's it going? Really great to see you back. Now, just wanted to quickly remind you before I get into it that you can click on all these buttons here to share it and like it and all that sort of thing. And if you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I will get back to as many of those as I can. Okay, let's start having a look at this. As I said, I've got the Blackmagic ATEM Mini Pro ISO here, and I've been trying to record all the isolated video stuff, but I've been having some trouble. You see, what I did is I thought, well, what disk is going to work best with this thing? There's a whole pile of things out there, and I thought, well, I'll go and have a look. There's not really any recommended tested disks at the moment, so I thought I'd go and have a look at the Blackmagic site and see what they sort of say about different things. I didn't really find any information, but I did have a look at the data rate for the various streams and everything going onto the disk, and I worked out pretty quickly that you need around 375 to 380, 400 megabits per second transfer rate to be able to stream to a disk, and there are only a few disks out there that can do this. I went and had a look at the Samsung one. I had a look at a SanDisk one. There's a Western Digital disk. You need to have something that's USB-C. You need to have something that's SSD, so it's quick enough. It needs to have a great sustained rate. So I went and had a look, and I noticed that in all of these photos, like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and these ones all on the Blackmagic site, they're all using the Samsung disk. So I went and got one. Obvious, right? Maybe not quite so obvious, you see, because I went and got this thing. Needed to have a speed of, say, 400 megabits per second, all that sort of thing. Great, this is the one that they're using in all the photos. I went and had a look at this, and it was awesome. This is the new one. It's got 1000 megabits per second, or 1050 megabits per second read, and that's going to be massively fast enough, right? So I went and got this one. I opened it up, had a quick look at it, and as you would expect, everything was pretty much spot on. It opens up in the box here. You've got the nice little disc. That's all wonderful. Pull that open, rip all of this out, and it's got some purpose-built USB cables in here. What more could you want? It's got the USB-C to USB-C, and it's also got a USB-C to USB 3 cable in there. Pretty much spot on, right? So you would naturally expect that you could plug this thing in and it would record it. Ample capacity, a 500 gigabyte drive, and you know, all the transfer speed you need, and plenty of overhead. Problem is, it doesn't work, which is a real problem, because this is the disk. Well, it's actually the previous generation one to this. It's on all of the Blackmagic images, and I found that there are a lot of complaints about these Samsung T7 disks. So what I did is I grabbed a couple of speed measuring tools, and I found out that this is actually only transferring around about 38 megabits per second. That's somewhat shy of the 1000 megabits that it advertises. Now, I will say that a couple of times I've put it into different machines, and it does sometimes give me around 380 to 400 megabits per second, which is what I'd expect over the USB 3, USB 3.1. So that was okay. It's got that transfer right, but never has this worked on the Blackmagic ATEM ISO Mini. So I thought I'd go try something else out and just see whether it's this disk, or whether it's the technology, or a bad cable, or a bug in the ATEM, or something like that. So I popped out and I bought myself this thing, the SanDisk portable SSD. Now, this one's only got a transfer rate of 500 megabits per second and 550 read, which is half the speed of the Samsung one here. but you know, it's still ample with overhead on it that I'd ever need for the ISO Mini. So I thought I'd give this one a go, and it just works straight away. So be careful about what you buy. Don't just go buy the Samsung one because it's the one that's in all of the Blackmagic marketing images. I'm sure they're not actually endorsing that one. It was just the one that they happened to be using at the time for their testing. The SanDisk one works a lot better. It actually does work, and I'm getting consistent read speeds, not just occasional good read speeds like I am with the Samsung. I have put in a call to Samsung, and they're having a look and seeing what the problem with this is. I've also talked to Blackmagic, and hopefully they'll know something more as well. I was told that they have had quite a few complaints about the Samsung discs, but the SanDisk one, I'm not having any trouble with at all. In fact, I'm recording this on it right now. So I hope Samsung can come up with a solution for this at some point. It should be fair to note that it is the T5 disc and not the T7 that they have in all of the pictures that I've seen around, but you can't get that T5 disc anymore. There might be some retail stores that still have a small stock of them, but generally speaking, that one's not available to order anymore. The T7 is substantially faster and it's same pricing as the T5, but if it doesn't work, it's not really worth that. So hope this has been useful and a bit of a warning. So if you're going to go get the ATEM Mini Pro ISO and you're looking for a disc to do this with, at the moment I recommend getting the SanDisk discs. Don't grab the Samsung one until you've seen some posts online saying, hey, it's fixed and it's working. It's not just with the Mini ISO that it's not working. I'm also getting really low transfer rates on both a couple of the Macs I've got here and a couple of PCs and all that sort of thing as well. So it is a problem with the disc. We've just got to figure out what that one is. Hope this has been useful to you. If it has, hit the subscribe button down here, and these two videos up here will be useful for you as well. So go and watch one of those, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.